Hello everyone, welcome to IGCSE accounting tutorial. In this lessons we are going to discuss about trial balance. Trial balance is one of the important part of accounting. In the first place, we need to know what is called trial balance. So as a matter of fact, trial balance is a list of closing balance of ledger as well as first step to prepare a statement of financial positions. So actually trial balance made by ledger, and this is the pre-task for preparing a statement of financial positions. Actually trial balance prepared at the end of, for a statement of financial position. Now we need to know what are the purpose of trial balance. Let's have a look. The first purpose of trial balance is it acts as the first step in the preparations for statement of financial positions. The second purpose is trial balance ensures that for every debit entry recorded, a corresponding credit entry has been recorded in the books in accordance with the double entry concept of accounting. Then, if the totals of the trial balance don't agree, the differences may be investigated and resolved before a statement of financial positions which are prepared. Trial balance ensures that the account balances are correctly extracted from accounting ledgers. The last purpose of a trial balance, which is trial balance assists in the identifications and rectifications of errors. Now let's have a look at the limitations of trial balance. What are the limitations actually? It has some limitations. Among them, the first limitations of trial balance is trial balance only confirms that the total of all debit balances match the total of all credit balances. Then types of accounting errors and their effect on trial balance are more fully discussed in the sections on suspense accounts. So it is the complicated limitations of trial balance. Means whenever those side doesn't match, that times a need to match by suspense account. Now, how to prepare a new trial balance? This is very important because for dealing with accounting tasks, we need to prepare trial balance, and there are some strategies to prepare that. I'm gonna outline the strategy, but first let's look at the rules. Like assets and expense accounts appear on the debit side of the trial balance. I'm gonna show you very soon how and where. Then whereas liabilities and capital and income accounts appear on the credit side. If all accounting entries are recorded correctly and all the ledger balances are correctly extracted, the total of debit balance appearing in the total trial balance must equal to sum of all credit balance. Now, how to prepare a new trial balance? This is the greatest strategy to prepare any new trial balance. Let's have a look at the entries of debit side and the entries of credit side. First of all, the first column where should be the details of entries. The details of transactions, then debit side, then credit side. In debit side, you can start by all non-current assets, then current assets, all expenses, purchases, sales return. So I'm going to explain what are the non-current assets, what are the current assets, what are the expenses. Those I'm going to give you the clear identifications and clear clarifications. What are the credit side, let's have a look. First of all, capital, which is mandatory to include in credit side, then all non-current liabilities, all current liabilities, sales, purchase returns, all income. So now look at the examples of non-current asset which placed in debit side. What are the non-current assets? So we need to know first. Non-current assets are which are usually useful more than 1 years, like premises. It is one kind of land as well. Then plant and machinery, land and building, vehicles, delivery vehicles, furnitures and fittings, office equipment, crockery, and so on. Now, example of current assets which also placed on debit side of trial balance, or at the current assets, like the current asset which are useful within a year, like stationery, inventory, cash in hand, cash at bank, stock in trade, gas and fuels, trade receivables, and so on. Look at the examples of expenses which is also placed in debit side of trial balance. The common expenses are rent, wages, salaries, heating and lighting, postages and stationery, insurance, bad debts, that is also called sundry expenses, advertisings, prepaid expenses, bank loan interest, motor expenses, electricity, discounts allowed, and many more. Look at the examples of non-current liabilities like bank loan, non-current liabilities which especially for using the loan which using more than 1 year, that is called the liability which can be lasted more than 1 year, that is called non-current liabilities like bank loan. Look at the examples of current liabilities. Current liabilities which the liabilities which are lasted within a year, like trade payables, accruals. Accruals means due payments, then bank draft. Look at the examples of income. Or at the income. Income also placed in credit side of trial balance, like discount received, interest received, rent received. Those are the income will go to credit side of trial balance. Now, what are the errors of trial balance? There are 6 errors of trial balance. For examples, errors number 1, errors of commissions, errors of principals, errors of original entry, errors of omissions, errors, compensating errors, complete reversals. Thanks a lot. Thanks for your watching my videos. I think you got clear informations about trial balance and how to prepare a new trial balance. Thank you very much. Bye bye.